Hey guys, what is up, man? Today's gonna be a bit of a different video where I'm just gonna be talking about what's the best Zed build for season 11. Now, a lot of you guys are like, Stylish, man, I don't know what to do no more this season. I'm so confused, man. Have you seen Ravenous Hunter? How about the Collector? What do I do? What was I born? Nah. I got you guys. I know this season is very confusing, and the build I'm gonna propose to you is probably the best. Might change, but we'll see with a bit more experience in games. Also, I want to apologize for the lack of consistency, but it's very hard for me to find any motivation to play League of Legends in pre-season. I've just been geeking on COD the whole day, and I'm gonna try harder to play some more League and have some more gameplay for you guys. Before I jump in today's video, let's just quickly shout out the sponsor, and then let's do it. Hello YouTube, what's going on, man? Before we start the video, let me give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, and it's a really good one. I'm sure you guys are gonna like it. Opera GX. Guys, this is the first gaming browser ever created. It's kind of crazy. You know, we're gamers, we have gaming computers, chairs, and everything. And this, I'm telling you, is a must. Let me give you guys a rundown of the crazy cool feature they have. Here's how the browser looks like, guys, and my favorite feature is definitely the GX control. Whether you have a bad PC or bad internet, this allows you to set up a network limiter. So if you want your YouTube to not run too much of your connection, and so you don't lag in games, you can set it up here. Or you got the RAM limiter. If your computer is not very good, if your CPU is not very good, you can also do that. You know how much Chrome takes on an energy. This will help you a lot. Free some CPUs, some RAM, so you don't lag in your game. You can stay on top. Another cool feature is the Twitch integration. You just log in and you see who's streaming. Your favorite streamer is on. You get a notification and you just never miss a stream. The same thing applies with Twitter and Discord. If you want less tabs, boom, it's integrated. You just log in. You have it all in one spot. You can also get over here with the GX corner. This shows you the new games that are coming out, the news about the games, some free games you can have, and a lot of cool deals like that. And last but not the least, you can fully customize your browser with the many themes they offer, and or manually do it yourself with the colors you want. And if you own a Razer mouse, keyboard, or whatever, you can actually match your browser's color with the Razer products with this tab right here. Trust me, these are just the features I like the most, but the browser has so many. It's crazy, guys. Give it a try. Thanks again, Opera GX, for sponsoring the video. Download the browser using the link in the description down below, and you guys enjoy the video.
Cut the last breath from them.
Alright, so I think we should talk about mythic item first if we want to talk about build path. Now forget everything about Gore Drinker and all of that. It's really up to the 3 assassin mythic items to do the job. I don't think there's anything else that's very interesting for Zed. Now for me, I just have a little issue with every single mythic item and some other core items, and it kind of sucks, but it's not very optimal stat-wise. But let me clarify what I'm saying. I want to start with Duskblade. You know, Duskblade is cool and all, but as Zed, you have a lot of escapes, you have a lot of shadows to play with. So when you get a kill or an assist or whatever, you don't necessarily benefit much from stealthing. Now, sure, there's a lot of cases where it could actually be helpful, but in general, the playstyle of Zed makes it so that you don't really need that. It's kind of a wasted passive that, you know, would work out so much better on Talon or Rengar, a champion that, you know, when he jumps in, needs an escape or he dies. Now moving on to the Prowler, it's a bit of the same with the dash thing. The stats are probably the best, but as Zed, you don't really need that dash. Doesn't benefit you. You're a very mobile champion. I've played against a Rek'Sai, you know, he would tunnel close to me and then just Prowler me and unburrow and then just one-shot me. That's very useful. But when you're playing Zed, you know, it's still cool and good, but if you don't combine that animation with Deathmark or something, it just feels awkward, and even then, it's just not optimal and needed. Now, last but not the least, Eclipse is probably the only fully useful passive and stats and everything. The issue I have with Eclipse is that it doesn't offer any haste, and that's a bit of a problem for Zed. Now, which one do I think is the best? Honestly, it probably would go with Prowler or Eclipse, but I would say Eclipse is the move. For the reason that, yes, you don't get CDR, but the passive or active is just so much more useful and helpful to you. So now that we cleared that out of the way, let's talk about core items. Zed core items are usually items that have either lethality or armor pen, and I think for this season is still the case. It's going to be Youmuu's, it's going to be Edge of the Night, and it's going to be a Last Whisper, so Sir Lida or Lord Dominic Regards. And at the end of the day, these items give you so much more to your champion. It makes it so much easier to play around Zed and make the plays you need to make. The issue is none of these items other than Sir Lida has any CDR. Now my little issue with these core items, so let's say Youmuu's for example. Youmuu's got a 10% CDR less and a 580 more, and yet they cost 100 gold more than before, which I really dislike. I just wish they kept the CDR. It's so important on that item and it just feels awkward. But playing without Youmuu's, and I know some of you guys feel like me, playing without Youmuu's and moving very slowly just feels so awkward to like maneuver around the map, roam, or like get that flank in the team fight. Sir Lida, Lord Sir Lida. We used to pay 2,700 gold for a Last Whisper, and now we have to pay 3,400 gold for this one. Like that's definitely my biggest issue with the item. It just costs so much. It costs as much as a Triforce, guys, just to give you a slow that you don't really need that much. So if other core items gave you any haste, I would definitely just build Lord Dominic Regards, take the crit chance over the CDR, and not have to pay a trillion thousand for a Last Whisper. Edge of the Night is still the same, so it is what it is. Now the issue, as you see, is okay, we got Eclipse, we got Youmuu's, we got Edge of the Night, we got Sir Lida. There's very little CDR into that. There's 20 haste, I believe, from Sir Lida only. And we all know that Zed is a caster champion, so he strives with lethality, armor pen, AD, and obviously haste. These are the stats you must prioritize for sure if you want to do the damage you need to do as an assassin. For me, I would say minimum amount of CDR that you need to have on Zed to actually perform in team fights later in the game is 30%. If you have 30%, you're kind of chilling. 40 is perfect, but at least 30%. You can't go under. That just feels awkward. It's really hard to reset your shadow. You don't queue that much from a shadow either, and you know. So how do we get 30%? Well, if you have Sir Lida or Black Cleaver or anything, that'll give you 20 haste, which is usually the one item of haste you're gonna have this season if you do run Eclipse and Youmuu's like I do. I propose that you go for Transcendence in Sorcery Tree. So that gives you a whopping 10 haste, and then you go ahead and you get CDR Boots, which will give you 15 haste, and with the 20 other haste from Sir Lida or whatever else item, you'll have 45, which is about 31% CDR, which is exactly what you need minimum. It does kind of suck to play CDR Boots instead of armor. MR Boots to be a little beefier in fights, but it is what it is. Just like I said, I hella wish Eclipse had CDR or Youmuu's just kept its CDR, you know. So here's the order of the build path here. If you have a hard lane and you need that shield, that Eclipse trade power to like help you out in lane, I guess, I don't know, Irelia or Fizz or something like that, you might want to rush Eclipse. But if you don't, if you're gifted a decent lane, an easy one, like a Lux, an Ari, a Veigar or whatever else, I would recommend you to actually rush Youmuu's, because you don't need the passive from Eclipse or anything like that to really win lane or do good in lane. And Youmuu's will help you strive so much more for your team. You can roam way faster to bot lane, top lane, or help your jungler in the river and be first in the rotation. And I think it's the best way to snowball is to be very present in the map. So if you don't need Eclipse for the 1v1 situation, I recommend you to rush Youmuu's 100%. After that, if you're snowballing and you're good and you went Youmuu's, I would actually go for Sir Lida or Black Cleaver or something that will give you 20 haste. Because I mean, more CDR, more ultis, more Ws, more presence in the map, and your snowball will just keep going. And then you could get Eclipse after that. So as a third item, fourth if you count Boots. That way, 2 items in with CDR Boots, Transcendence, you're already at 30% CDR, you're snowballing, you run very fast around the map, and your ult is always up. If not, you would go Eclipse into Youmuu's because it just feels awkward not to have it. So you're gonna have to play with little CDR, but I would recommend you just playing for towers and little dive here and there in bot lane or top lane. So here we go. Now we have 4 items overall built. We have the CDR we need, we have lethality, we have percent armor pen, we have everything we want to strive as Zed, and all our car items are there. Now, what do we do after that? What are the best options? I would say Edge of the Night next. Just feels natural. That shield as an assassin helps you so much. You can just go in, R, snatch a kill real quick, R back thanks to the shield, and you're good. So I'd say Edge of the Night most likely. And we got a last item. So what are those situational items that are actually pretty cool on Zed? Before we talk about the other good items, let's have a little chat about situational items. So that'll be Hex Shrinker, QSS, and or GA, I guess, if you like playing with GA. I'm not a big fan, but so if the game needs you to build Hex Shrinker against a LeBlanc, a Fizz, and you're struggling, whatever, or if they have a lot of CC and you're gonna have to get a QSS, well, you already know it's gonna be your 6th item, and obviously the order might change. You know, you might want to build Hex Shrinker first, and I guess finish it last if you don't need to finish it. Just make sure you prioritize those situational items in the right moment over the core items that I'm telling you right now. Now, if you don't need these, you don't need Hex Shrinker, you don't need QSS, and you're not a fan of GA, or you could just play with GA, the rest of the items that are interesting would be Ravenous Hydra, Black Cleaver, Serpent's Fang if they have a lot of shields, or Sanguine Blade. Each of and every one of these items can help you out do a certain thing. So for Sanguine, if you're trying to split a lot and that's the win con, it's a pretty good item. It helps you a lot, gives you sustain. You could go for Ravenous Hydra if you're team fighting a lot and then you need to sustain and you don't want to recall and stuff like that. It's a pretty cool item. If they're stacking a lot of armor, Black Cleaver could be very, very handy. And obviously if they have shields, Serpent Fang is actually a pretty good item. All in all, it's up to you and what's happening in the game, how fed you are, who's fed on the enemy team, and all of that to decide which is the best item to pick up, which situational item to pick up. But you should strive to have at least the 5 items, which are Youmuu's, Serlida, Eclipse, CDR Boots, and Edge of the Night. Quickly gonna talk about some items that you guys might ask me why they're not on the list. Well, I'm saying some items, but I'm really thinking about Collector right now. Guys, honestly, executing someone at 5% HP, which is like, what, 50 HP, 100 HP, yeah, they're probably already dead if you have them that low. I mean, the amount of times that this item is really gonna help you is not wow. I don't think it's more useful than any of the items we talked before and like helps you achieve anything. I guess Zed mains do love a lot of crit chance, to be honest, but I mean, if you really do, you might as well, you know, replace Serlida by Ravenous. So you'd go like, or Black Cleaver, you'd go like Youmuu's, Ravenous, Eclipse, CDR Boots, and then you get Lord Dominic Regards instead of Serlida because you don't need that much more haste, and you get to save money and have crit, but it's just not Collector. That's pretty much it for the video, guys. If the build gets better, if I find some other thing that's better, if the items gets buffed or nerfed, I'm trying to put an update on that. I'm gonna leave the rune page for you guys and the whole build path on the screen so you can copy it. Let me know, dude, if you play, if you try, let me know if it feels better than anything you tried before. I'm having quite good success, but I still feel very disappointed about season 11. I think our build path is 1100 gold more expensive now if you go for Serlida. Like Youmuu's being 100 gold more with 10% less CDR and 5 more AD is dumb. I feel like it should be less expensive or just keep the CDR if you want to increase the cost. I mean, Zanya's got a minus 400 gold and only lost 10 AP, which is worth 200 gold. So I don't really get it. 3400 gold to buy Serlida is actually completely dumb. It's as much as Triforce. I don't understand why. So I'm kind of unhappy with the items in season 11. I think we could have got a little bit of a better mythic item that could just completely not have any downside for Zed, but I guess we didn't. And it is what it is. Maybe Youmuu's will get back CDR, and if it does, I will be so happy, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll try to resume back the streams and the content on YouTube. Take care of yourselves, guys. Thank you for watching again. Winner of the comment of the day. Hey Yanni, what's your name? Yanni. That's my name. You said it in the sentence.